All right, Khan, Shalom, Shalom, Israel, Shalom, to the Torah, Shaz, Yasha Ali, giving the course all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Ba, Shema, Mashah, Woman, like Yahweh Shah. That's all praises, honor, glorification unto the Most High God, Yahweh. In the name of the only begotten Son, Yahweh Shah, this brother Yasha Ali coming back, y'all, yet in the video through the spirit of power, Yahweh, Ba, Shema, Mashah, Woman, like Yahweh Shah. All right, Shalom, Shalom. All Israel is doing good through the spirit, enduring um, uh, all through the spirit, right? All praises. So I'm gonna get straight into this, right? I'm gonna get straight into this. So as you can see from the title of this video, be going into we need to get out of here ASAP, right? And where do I get that from? That I get that phrase essentially from Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, right? It's like Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, and verse 10 on down. Like Enoch, he was delivered up into a chariot. So also us. We need to be delivered into a chariot, brought into the kingdom of heaven immediately, man. ASAP, right? Now, of course, it's all on the Most High's timeline. He's going to save us when he's going to save us. And no man knows that day nor hour. No, not the angels of heaven, neither the Son, but the Father only, right? Pursuing to the words of Yahweh Shah. But nevertheless, we need to be delivered speedily. Who knows if we're, God forbid, if we're here another 100, 200, 300 years, what great wickedness will be upon earth, because there's already folly, confusion in every place on this earth right now. So how much more in times to come, Lord willing, we're already in the kingdom by then, right? Now let's go to the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 10. It says, he pleased God that he is going into Enoch. You read about two Enochs in the scriptures. You read about the wicked Enoch in the book of Genesis. We also read about the righteous Enoch. And this is talking about the righteous Enoch. Remember, Enoch means a learned one, right? It says he pleased God and was beloved of him, so that living among sinners, he was translated. So that's what the righteous men and women have to do in these days. We have to live among sinners. Your next door neighbor might be completely off, but you are righteous. The Lord said that the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, right? Let me get that precept real quick, right? That the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor. So the Lord actually said that you can be more righteous than your neighbor. Now, your neighbor, of course, is not just talking about somebody that lives right next to you. That's not the only type of neighbor that there is. Neighbor really is going into the children of your people. So you can be more righteous than another person that's wicked and off as hell, doesn't believe in Yahweh Shah, doesn't believe in the Most High. And you believe in the Most High, you trying to keep these commandments and actually confess the names of Yahweh or Yahweh Shah, the Lord can deem you more righteous than him or her, right? But it says the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor. But the way of the wicked seduceth them. So the way of the wicked is seducing the righteous right now, right? The way of the wicked is seducing the righteous right now. And we're being seduced right now in this world. Because wherever we look, it's lust. Wherever we look, it's folly and madness. People down. Eve, shaking her behind. We look to the right, it's Jake. Damn, smoking weed and getting high and getting drunk. We look to our left again, and we see just an abundance of just wickedness and seducing spirits. We hop on our phone. We open Instagram. There's nothing but seducing spirits on there too, right? And manipulative spirits that manipulate our mind to think that we need something that we don't, or that we should think a certain way when we shouldn't, right? Things like that, man. Everywhere and in all places, we're being constantly seduced. That's why it says, but the way the wicked seduce them. That's why we need to get out of here, man. And kind of shalom, shalom to the mighty brother Judah Mani, man. That's why we need to get out of here, man. Speedily being taken away, right? Just like how our beloved brother Enoch was, right? The Most High needs to take us out of here, because brothers, if we here too long, brothers might go back into the world, right? God forbid, but brothers might actually go back into the world and start doing the things which we used to do. Why? Because you keep looking everywhere you look, it's just wickedness around you. That's why we need to surround each other with like-minded brothers and righteousness. We need to surround each other with that, because if you just by yourself, that's another point too. If you just by yourself, it's hard to stay on fire. The Lord said two, right? Think about a lot of precepts, but let's go to the book of Ecclesiastes real quick. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 4. Now I want to go to 2 Peter, right? I want to get Second Peter, but I want to go to Ecclesiastes chapter 4 and verse 9. It says, two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor. Now, two right, it's like it. Two righteous brothers is better than just one righteous brother trying to do it all on his own, trying to fight all these demons on his own. Two brothers fighting together, right? Fighting Satan together is better. That's why two people on the fast is stronger. Two people together in the name Yahushua, their Yahushua is in the midst of them, right? Two is better than one because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he hath not another to help him up. So if we just by ourselves, and we want to be individual, like you're not trying to gather with the body, anything like that, then that gives way to you being more seduced, even more seduced by the way of the wicked. Because everywhere you go, I don't care if you go to Cali, you can go to Minneapolis, you can go to New York City, you can go to Kansas, you can go to damn Alaska where nobody lives at, bro. And there will be wickedness there, right? I'm gonna get this precept. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment. That wickedness was there. So there's wickedness everywhere, man. Under the sun. There's in all places that wicked. You can flee to other countries. You go to damn Africa, right? You can go to Africa. You can go to Ghana, Nigeria. You can go to Liberia. Go to all these areas. You can go to Ethiopia. There's gonna be wickedness there, right? So there's nowhere you can go to where there's no wickedness, right? It says, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, in the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. So there's in this world, in this present evil world, there's wickedness all around us. That's why the righteous keep getting seduced by it. That's why we keep going off, man. We open up our phones, damn, we going off. Now we thinking wicked thought, right? You're talking to your woman. Now she getting seduced, right? Now you seduced, and you damn just out and about, and then your eyes get to wandering, and then you're like, no, I can't, right? So we always constantly getting seduced, and it's off, man. It's off. That's why we need to get out of here, right? The Lord said, "You are not of this world, man. We're not of this world. We don't belong here." You know, we're only part of that number that actually gets delivered. But let's go to the book of right. Had precept of Second Peter, right? Had precept of Second Peter. This is deep right here. When you go to this precept, this book of Second Peter chapter 2 and verse 18. It says, "For when they speak great swelling words of vanity," so that's what people speak, great swelling words of vanity, right? They allure through the lust of the flesh. You see that? They allure certain men with the lust of the flesh, right? Through much wantonness. And the Lord said in the book of Isaiah, chapter 3, that the daughters of Zion walk with wanton eyes. Right? Let's go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 3, and verse number 16. Moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty. So a lot of our women are haughty right now, meaning proud, just walking in a proud spirit, man, not caring about anything. Don't care about the Lord. They don't need a man. If they don't need a man, that means they don't need a Lord, because the Lord is a man. So if you saying that F and F, brothers heard that, you know what I'm saying, it's a wicked song, right? But basically, sisters that saying they don't need a man, that means you don't need the Most High. And if any man says that we don't need the Most High, then you just completely off. Because we all need a Lord. We all need Yahushua. We all need the Most High. If you're in your right mind, you would know that, right? But it says, moreover, the Lord said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes. So they walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, right? Even in Isaiah 3 and 16, and guess what? Our women are still the same, man. In 2022, they still walk with stretched forth necks. They're proud and wanton eyes, those seducing eyes, right? Walking and mimicking as they go and making a twinkling with their feet. You see that, right? So you can't make this up, right? But I'm gonna go back to this 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 18. For when they speak great swelling words of vanity, saying you don't need a man, and that's great swelling words of vanity. Saying that you want to smoke weed, get drunk, get high, you don't care who sees, all this other stuff is just great swelling words of vanity. They allure through the lust of the flesh, through much wantonness, those that were clean escape from them who live in error. So through the lust of the flesh of these people, of our people that's even wicked, and of other nations, they're seducing the righteous. Right? That's what this precept is saying. Those that were clean escape from them who live in error. Clean escape, meaning that they have escaped that sin. They have escaped the world. They have escaped the lust of the flesh. But because the wicked ways of people, that is seducing to the righteous who has left that unrighteous lifestyle, if that makes sense. Right? That's why we need to get out of here speedily, man. Right? It says, verse 19, while they promise them liberty, they themselves are the servants of corruption. So we don't want to be brought back into bondage, being a servant of corruption, man. We don't want to serve corruption. We want to serve Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, right? For of whom a man is overcome, of the same is he brought in bondage. So of the same that a man is overcome, meaning he has overcame that sin, the same he is brought into bondage. So we don't want to be brought into bondage to anything, right, besides the Most High God. All right, let's go to the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7. The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse number 22. For he that is called in the Lord, being a servant, is the Lord's freeman. Likewise, also he that is called being free is Mahashiach's servant. So the Lord said that we're Mahashiach's servant. That's the only servant that we want to be to. We don't want to be a servant of sin. All right, let's go to the book of John. All right, let's go to John chapter 8. This is the book of John chapter 8 and verse number 34. Yahweh Shah answered them, verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committed sin is a servant of sin. So the Lord said, he that committed sin is the servant of sin. That's plain, right? Meaning you're the slave of sin. You're under bondage to sin. And the servant abideth not in the house forever, but the Son abideth forever. If the Son therefore shall make you free, ye shall be freed indeed. So if we believe in Yahweh Shah, we're going to be made free, right? But it's only through believing in him, right? And actually having that faith in him, are we going to be made free, both on a physical and on a spiritual level. But really on a spiritual level, we don't want to be brought to bondage under sin, right? Now we just sinning. We keep sinning until the day of our death, day of our destruction. And this sin that we're taking captives to just leading us into that path onto destruction. God forbid, right? 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse number 20. For if they have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior Yahweh Shah Mahashiach, they are again entangled therein and overcome. The latter end is worse with them than the beginning. You see that? So we don't want to we don't want to escape the pollutions of the world, right? And we came to the truth. We stopped smoking weed, stopped getting drunk, we stopped fornicating, we stopped, indulging in our lust all the time. Start, doing that. So we stopped from doing our wickedness. Came into the truth, but at the same time, we don't want to be again entangled therein. And then now we relapse back into our vomit. The Lord said that just like as a fool will only return to his folly, just like how a dog will return to his vomit. And Lord forbid that's us. But if the righteous are not delivered speedily, that's what might happen. Because let's go back to that in the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4. All right. Let's go back to this in Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, and verse 10. He pleased God and was beloved of him, so that living among sinners he was translated, and he was caught up into a chariot, right? Yea, speedily he was taken away. So it says, yea, speedily was he taken away. The Lord didn't take 1,232 years to deliver Enoch from the wicked. It said speedily, right? Yea, speedily was he taken away. And I'm pretty sure, I'm led to believe when Enoch was being delivered up into a chariot, that it was done in a quick manner. Like he was there and it was gone, right? Like boom, Enoch was here one second, and then boom, a chariot came and boom, just zapped them up quickly. And I'm led to believe that Enoch was even delivered like that. because the Lord was like, nah, I got to get my servant out of here, right? It says, yea, speedily was he taken away, lest that wickedness should alter his understanding or deceit beguile his soul. So the Lord said, I had to deliver him, lest, right? Because if I didn't, right, lest wickedness should alter his understanding. So we don't want wickedness to alter our understanding either, right? All around us is just, the Lord said, everyone is an adulterer. That's what the Lord said. For all of them are just adulterers. So everywhere we go, we just see adulterers and adulteresses. That's who we're surrounded by. We're surrounded by murderers. And if we keep, you know what I'm saying, being around them all the time, then we're going to be like them. God forbid. But that's what the Lord said. Speedily was he taken away, lest that wickedness should alter his understanding. Because Enoch had a good understanding of the scriptures, of how to walk in that good way, right? How to walk with the Most High. So the Lord didn't want that wickedness to hop on Enoch, and then now he turned into a wicked man. God forbid, right? Verse 12, for the bewitching of naughtiness doth obscure things that are honest, and the wandering of concupiscence doth undermine the simple mind. See that? So there's a lot of concupiscence in this world, meaning lust. All right. Now, I want to get this precept real quick. All right. I want to get this precept. That's why we need to get out of here speedily, man. Right. It's just like how Yahushua, not saying that Yahushua would go off or ever did go off, but Yahushua was only here for 33 years. I mean, that's it. When he came on the earth as Yahushua Mahashiach, he wasn't here for 1,000 years. He was only here for 33 years, and then he was out of here, right? And that's spiritual. That's spiritual. You know, we know that 3 is the number of completion as well, but he was only here for a certain period of time. And 33 years is not, you know, it's long. It's not that long though, compared to Enoch, right? Compared to 1,000 years, compared to 2,000, et cetera, et cetera. That's why we need to be delivered speedily, man, right? Because we don't want to fall back into sin, fall back into the world. Because at that point, the Lord said that isn't impossible to come back, man. That's what the Lord said. It's impossible, right? If we once knew the light and then we turn from it, it's no going back, man, right? So that's why we don't want to fall into that. Because the Lord said this, right? Let's go to the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 5, verse 1. The longer we're here, the longer sin is going to increase and increase and increase in the earth. It's not going to decrease. It's going to keep getting worse. The demons are going to keep being more released each damn second, right? This world gets wickeder, right? 2nd Ezra chapter 5, verse 1. It says, nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. So the land is going to be barren of faith. That's what the Lord said. The land is going to be barren of faith, right? And that's why we need to be delivered speedily too. Because if you're always around people that don't believe at all, have zero faith, you're the only one with faith though. But you're always around people that have zero faith. I mean, what's going to happen? You're just surrounded by thousands of people that just don't believe. And you try to bring out precepts, they say, shut up. Why you bring that up? They just slap the Bible at your hand. Hey, sooner or later, you might get discouraged, like Jeremiah was discouraged in Jeremiah chapter 20, verse 7. He said, oh, Lord, thou hast deceived me, and I was deceived. Thou art stronger than I, and I am made a reproach and in derision daily. Everyone mocked me. That's what Jeremiah said. He was getting discouraged. So how much more us? If Jeremiah got discouraged, how much more us, man? We're no better than Jeremiah. We're not mightier than him. We're not wiser than Jeremiah. But yet still, he, at one point in time in his ministry, was discouraged. And he was thinking about quitting, man. He said, I will no longer speak in his name. But that word was in his heart like a burning fire, man. He could not stop, right? He could not stop. But, hey, I'm going to keep reading in this, right? 2nd Ezra chapter 5, verse 2. But iniquity shall be increased above that which thou now seest, or that thou hast heard long ago. So the Lord told Ezra that iniquity was going to be increased, all right? And he had to write that down. But iniquity was going to be increased. So if iniquity was increased during Ezra's time, and we know that Ezra lived roughly fifth century BC, roughly, how much more now? Iniquity's just been increasing and increasing and increasing. That's why you have people, you know, just all around madness. I mean, we could just, if time will fail us, if we just brought up every wicked thing that's going on right now, it has been going on for the past few years, and how it's been increasing, and things are getting out of hand. Time will fail us if we try to talk about all this other stuff. We talk about all the stuff that's been happening, man. All of the things that's contrary to the Most High, right? Contrary to these scriptures, right? And that's why you have demons coming into Israel, coming into the camps, hopping on us, right? Just these demons coming out of nowhere, man, right? Why? Because iniquity is being increased, right? It's being increased. That's why we need to be delivered with a speedy deliverance, man, right? So that we can be with the Lord and actually put on those immortal bodies and not sin and not be tempted with sin and not have to deal with that, man. If you have an immortal body on, you're not tempted with sin. If you're in the kingdom of heaven, there's not going to be any sin for us Israelites. We're going to be cool. We're going to be keeping every law, statute, commandment. It's going to be written in our hearts and in our mind. We're going to be serving the Most High, right? But right now, we have to strive. We have to fight our flesh. And if we let the flesh get the best of us, then we may not get it to the kingdom, right? It's all around just madness, right? Revelation chapter 11. And get this, Revelation 11 and verse 11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. You see that? So that's what we want to happen to us, right? That's what we want too, so that everybody looks and sees that we're going to be delivered. Lord willing, we're part of that number, of course, but that the elect are going to be delivered into a cloud. And that cloud is going into a chariot, right? It says, and they ascended up to heaven in cloud, and their enemies beheld them. Yet everybody that mocked us, that once thought that we're nothing, that we're ignorant and that we didn't know a damn thing, right? Everyone that mocked us and didn't believe in the words of Yahweh Shah was looking at the elect getting beamed up, right? But the Lord said that this needs to be happening speedily, right? Now let's go to the book real quick. Let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 4. But here's the thing, like I said in the beginning of the video, everything is set at its appointed time. So we can't, the Lord is going to deliver his people when he wants and when he has chosen, right? Let's go to the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 4, verse 36. And unto these things Uriel, the archangel, gave them answer, and said, even when the number of seeds is filled in you, for ye have weighed the world in the balance. So the Lord has weighed the world in a balance, right? By measure have he measured the times, and by number have he numbered the times, and he doth not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled. So the Lord said that by number he hath numbered the times, and by measure he hath measured the times, meaning everything is at a set appointed time, right? To the time in which we was born, to the time in which you're watching this live stream, to the time when I'm doing this live stream, right? Et cetera, et cetera. Every small thing that you may not even be like, oh, that was the point of the Father. Everything is the point of the Most High. So everything, even much more so to the day of the Lord, the elect being saved and delivered out of here with the speedy deliverance, man. All right. It says, I want to get this precept as well, right? It's an appointed time for everything, right? Let's go to the book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse number 28. It's like Romans chapter, come. Right, Romans 8 verse 28. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love the Most High, to them who are called according to his purpose. So we know that all things work together for good to those that love the Most High, right? To them that to them who are called according to his purpose. So if we're called according to his purpose, and if we love the Most High, everything's going to work good for us. Here's the thing for the elect. For the elect, everything that happens in their life and everything that they do in their life, even to the smallest things, literally just lead them up to getting in the kingdom of heaven. Because that's what that precept is basically implying, that everything works together for good to those that love the Most High. It's really for their benefit, even them losing their job, the woman leaving them getting kicked out the house. Everything literally leads up to them getting the kingdom of heaven and obtaining it and being delivered out of here speedily, right? But nevertheless, even with that in mind, people falling out the truth and going after unrighteousness, even that is preordained of the Father, right? And we pray that it's not of us, but on a physical level, this world is so wicked that wickedness might even overtake the righteous man and women. I'm going to get this precept real quick. Let's go to the book of Genesis. We can even see it with Lot. All right. Let's go to the book of Genesis, chapter 19, and verse number all right, let's go to Genesis 19 and verse 15. And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife and thy 2 daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. And while he lingered, so Lot, he was lingering. He was taking his time to get out of Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Now, even as the righteous man, Lot, he was righteous. He was righteous. He was just. But nevertheless, he lingered to leave Sodom and Gomorrah because sin is so pleasing to the eye. It's so mesmerizing, It's so seducing because sin is about pleasure and doing your will and not the Lord's. That's basically what sin is about. It's about pleasing yourself, right? So it says, and while he lingered, the men laid hold upon his hand and upon the hand of his wife and upon the hand of his 2 daughters, Yahweh being merciful unto him. And they brought him forth and set him without the city. So the Most High had mercy upon him and upon his family, and actually literally took him by the hand and got him out that city. But let's say if the Lord didn't do that. Let's say if the Lord didn't deliver Lot speedily. He could have been caught up in there, lingering, and then just get damn hypnotized with sin and just start going off, right? And then leave the city. But the Lord literally had compassion on him, took him by the hand, and got him out that city. That's what the Lord needs to do for us, right? Lord willing, we're part of that number, to take us by the hand and bring us out of this wicked city, Babylon, man. Right? Right? With a speedy deliverance and with the thousands of heaven. Does he need to do that, man? Because if we're here a second, a day, hours after the appointed time of the day of the Lord, who knows what's going to happen, man? Who knows? So that's why we need to get out of here with a speedy deliverance. But with that, all praises to Yahweh. Lord willing, this is edifying. It's Brother Yasha Allah, the water for tuning in. Kwame Yasha Allah. Shalom.